All right, here we are. We're going to review Friday's price action, which was August 29th, 2025. And here we go. So, starting off, I want to take us to the chart that allowed us to see. So, basically, what we had here was we had this. This is what we had. All this stuff. All right, so just staring out at us was basically these previous days equal lows all in here. We had first we had the previous day's AM session low, then we had a previous day's low, Thursday's previous day low, and then Wednesday's previous day's low. So we had this like stacking of just like, previous day's low stacked, and then this one as a first draw. Now that looked nice. We're going into Friday, so Thursday, could be like a Thursday reversal type of profile. We hit like all the objectives up here, like way beyond for the week. So could go down now. Um, Coming into pre-market, we saw that we had a nice like 4-hour SMT at this like SIBI right here. As you can see right here, NQ was the weakest one, so that's good for the sell side. If we're shorting, it's good to have this one be the weakest. I love NQ has been acting very nicely lately, with it being like the strongest or the weakest, depending on like if we're going long or short. It's always been the leader in the direction that we're going, so it's been very helpful, very nice. Now, so that looks like a nice draw, and so initially that's like, okay, this is what we're going for. But when I just cross-referenced on the daily, here's 4 hour. When I had cross-referenced on the daily, this is what I saw. Let me do the daily over here. As you can see, we had this bullish order block. We were also at this point in time, we were above the CE of this like SIBI, almost like, okay, we're gonna use the order block and then invert the SIBI version to just go higher, you know. We did have some sort of SMT down here, I believe, at these lows. I gotta check from Thursday. Ooh. I don't know. I guess we didn't have it. We had it on some levels somewhere. But anyways, this is a point that I want to make because it has happened twice already. And where we have this thing where we have a draw on a lower time frame. It looks very obvious, like on an hourly chart. There's like a nice equal lows draw. We had it here, and then we had it back here as well. But both times, I was if basically by cross-referencing the daily, it made me unsure because to get through to these equal lows, we have to reject. It's basically underneath this bullish order block. So I was like, how's that gonna work? And look what happens. This is the day that we're looking for the shorts. It runs right through it. So, and then what just happened today, or Friday, because we're on the weekend right now. So yesterday, is we're looking for all these equal lows. Previous days equal lows down in here. But what do we have to do to get to them? We basically have to disrespect this order block and just say that, yeah, this fair value gap is just like literally garbage because we closed above it and then we're just gonna run through it again to hit these draws. So that's that. So both times I was unsure about the trades, the lower time frame trades, which were very clear, but I was unsure about them because of what the daily was presenting to me. Now, it's just very interesting, something to note, something to log, um, because 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 something to shift the analysis around. If like you see these draws and it's timing, like I don't know if it's if like the draws above have already been met for the week, you can anticipate that those daily like bullish PD rays, those daily PD rays are just going to get disrespected. You shouldn't really pay them any mind. So let's go into the business of how we engaged this trade because we sure did trade. So based on the daily PD rays, so I changed my draw from being these lows. I changed it from here, and I said, all right, maybe we'll sweep here, give SMT at previous day's AM session low, and then we'll target, on a lower time frame. You could say these are like equal highs, some flat stuff up in here from overnight because we literally just have been going down all day since yesterday's PM session. Asia, London, just all down, 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 down. So look at maybe we just show a little relief from there. Of course, we're waiting for an SMT right here first. So, whoops. So how am I going to talk about this? All right, let's go into here. Oh boy, we got nothing on lines. To make this easier, I'm just going to say it like this. Okay, so what we have here is we have, because 8:30 was our news driver today. So we had the 8:30 news with this news candle. So I have the high and low, mark the data high and low. Am I too loud? So I have the data high, data low, and then equities opens. YM just goes nuts. NQ, goes down, 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 down. And so basically what happened is this. We had SMT like super at the highs, but I was waiting for the SMT at the lows. So we got this right here. This is silly, but this is London low. So at this point in time, NQ runs London low, equal lows, pre-market low, into the daily bullish order block, which is this blue line, which is when our daily PDA that we were looking. All right, this thing should support price. We shouldn't be looking to go underneath it, even if those draws look easy. So we have the bullish order block opening price on daily. We have this new week opening gap. We have this daily. Look at this daily like CE right here of that SIBI that we're supposed to be inverting. We got all the higher time frame like daily PDAs lined up with session SMT. So at this point, we get the bounce and we get the first fair value gap. I literally longed right here. We didn't even get a closure outside of it. And I like literally long stop under here. As you can see, it's right here. Where are we? This guy. So, come on. So yeah, as you can see, longing right here, literally right up here. Stop right below there. And immediately it was like, no. And I was like, okay. So that's interesting. Was this too early? Or is there something else going on? Are my original draws correct? I didn't know where to put the first one in the fair value gap because this right here, according to ICT, is not a fair value gap because, I mean, it's not, it's inside of this balanced area. I don't know how that works, but he talked about it, so I didn't mark that as the first presented. As soon as we get this displacement through, okay, now we're underneath the CE of the daily SIBI. We're inside of the opening price. We're underneath the new week opening gap. And we finally hit the first draw of what we're initially looking for. Like if we're going to reverse, it should be here, which is yesterday's previous day's AM low. Okay. So, and then to me, I'm like, okay, this is the first presented fair value gap, displacement below. In here, I'm like, we're getting up into it, and I'm thinking again, do I want to go? I want to go long. And I was like, wait, wait to see how it reacts around this thing. You do. Like you don't want to like front run this thing and then just to have it to get thrown in your face. There's a reason why you wait for displacement above. If we were to close above this and like get above here, I'll look for some continuation patterns to take us up into like these equal highs up here, and then potentially even like higher. You see here, had these things marked just in case, and midnight open is up there. So but as soon as we reject down from it, I'm looking at this. I'm like, that's interesting. If we now I'm looking at this as our order block, and we didn't even touch CE. If we can close underneath this thing, this is the high probability order block signature. And at that point in time, I mean, previous is low. The first draw is right here. Second draw is right there. Like that's what you should be going short into this stuff, buddy. So I literally, as soon as we close under here, I set my limit right here at the order block, just waiting for like a retag. And we're inside the macro right now. I'm looking at this fair value gap, this fair value gap. Of course, we'll look at this inversion too. Like if we're gonna tag the order block, before this even closes, I got this thing marked out. If we're gonna tag the order block, we're probably also gonna like run up into this inversion. You know what I'm saying? Which you can see we did. But as we break down here, I'm seeing fair value gap, and then I'm using this wick right here, CE, and I was like, okay, like ideally, if you want this thing to be low resistance, like we probably shouldn't even actually, we shouldn't even get up into this higher order block. We should just use this lower one, maybe tag up into the CE of this wick, and then go down. So I was like, oh, my limit's probably not going to get hit at this point. But what will end up happening is 10 o'clock open. So naturally, we're either just going to, this macro is just going to expediently go down, or we're going to get some sort of manipulation around 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is nice when you see this, and then boom. So perfectly 10 o'clock throws us up into the limit order. You know, we didn't get close to the stop. Just using this, our initial inversion that we knew it price would go to, we're going to hit up into here. And then it runs into previous day's low, and then this is CE of a daily wick that we're inside of here. So I'm like marking the quadrants out of it just to like see, you know, because it's like we're gonna bounce from here. I just want to have it on just see how we react to it. So we hit the first target, one's off. Now we're at break even. Then we come around and then bump into the second target, previous day's low right there. Boom, out pretty quick and painless. And then the rest of the day, as you can see, we didn't do anything. That was the whole draw for the day. We just boom, 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 nothing happened. I'll show you those executions. So I'm showing the process of being in the trade. You know, we got tagged at the order block. I got my stops above here. Target 1 previous day's low, target 2 next previous day's low. And that's a pretty good R, you know, 150 points and 32 stop loss. So that's pretty good. And then here's executions. That was um, the long that was off. I was wrong. And then here, boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. And if you look right here, see how I got out right here on this in this candle, which was like it was like somewhere down here. I market ordered it out here because the mini had hit the previous day's low. I got an alert that the mini had hit its previous day's low, and I've known in the past I've seen it so many times where like literally the mini will hit our target and the micro will never do it. And I was like, I'm not playing for that. Let me get out. Even if it's a couple points up here, I don't care. And yeah, it came back down. I would have whacked anyways, but like that's fine. You're very close. A couple points away from the draw. And that's that for today. Now, I know there's some stuff I wanted to talk about. That daily PDA is getting disrespected based on lower time frame draws. We talked about that. And the other thing is like I was literally reading bearish order flow because I was looking for like to get an SMT like you know in here mainly. So I'm like reading the bearish order flow saying, okay, even if we're going long, you can short into this. I'm like, look how equities opens. We don't even get anything. Literally equities opens, and it's just like even before the open. I mean, we're using for Vega from before the open. Look, equities opens. We just like this thing consumes price. This inversion. We get below new day. And now what's happening? We got big wicks in here, big wicks in here. What's coming down? As soon as we get under, we're whacking up into the CE of the wick, which is also the CE of this inversion right here. Can't get above it, can't get above, just wicks, and then boom, breaking down, breaking down. You know, so it's like bearish order flow literally on the 1 minute the whole way down. You can just follow this thing. Boom, we can't close outside of this in this for Vega, this placing down, bumping up into order blocks, and then the rest, you know the rest. So that's that. So pretty good week. We didn't have a lot of days of trade, but we did pretty good. I'm not sure how much we made, but we got pretty close to our quota even with less days under the belt. So all in all, very good lately. We're just keeping it cool and easy and steady, and you know, not a lot, nothing to get tilty about, nothing to get even really worked up or even caring about. The thing that was really good about this day was I literally had zero emotions. Like literally, this didn't phase me at all. This loss and like literally this limit right here. If we were gonna run without it, I was completely fine. Like I was not like there's literally no like FOMO or like even disappointment about this. It was all just like reading order flow and just like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, yeah. Just like this should happen. Okay, if that's happened, okay, this should happen now. If it's gonna go with it, if it's gonna just continue like this, that's fine. And then just reading the order flow and just being just literally just like dialed in, not no emotions, and they're just good, nice. And then you walk to the shop. You don't really give a shit about this, and just like whatever. Interesting, but it's good. All right.